They are going to go into their fourth pickup now. They may feel like they need a way to deal with this Phoenix because you don't really see the best ways of getting that egg going down in a team fight. Like, you've got the Quap who can blink in and try to deal with it.
I want to see a Snapfire actually come out here from Reality Rift. Good way to deal with the Phoenix. You can cookie someone outside of the Nature's Prophet Sprout if it gets that later on. And, you've got a decent amount of lockdown yourself, right? If you could
Radiant
even just get
team ban.
the link off with this Grimstroke, then you could just toss out the Mortimer's Kisses and it creates a whole lot of havoc, which is exactly what a Krina Pain wants to be able to get in the right position to get off her spells.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The Jug will come out for now, though, so RR do still have that option for themselves if they so wish at the last pick. They may have locked
10
themselves in
seconds
already, like
remaining.
in their minds, to that pos for Quap, though, I've got to say, because
5
Alacrity
seconds
is usually
remaining.
the one who gets the last pick in a draft from this team. Pretty
Mm.
much every single time I've watched them, but I still do think there is a lot of value in that snap if you did want to run it.
Yeah, and like, what has he been playing lately? A lot of Shadow Fiend. I know it's quite common for him to play that Ember Spirit that we were talking about a little bit.
Yeah,
Um, those have been the main two, I think.
yeah.
With
There's
the
a
sorry, go ahead.
there is the TA as well. He does tend to do quite well on that TA, but I don't think it's quite the game for it. Uh,
Mm.
th-
With the I wonder how they're going to try and lane this on Boom as well, because back when Ursa wasn't it was being played in the position 3 role for a little while. It
Dire
was one of
plan
those heroes
fall.
that you really liked laning into the Juggernaut because you didn't really care all too much about the spin because you've got faster movement speed than him to start the game. You can always just leap out of it. And then when he comes forward to try and deny or contest last hits, you just hit him and you get the better part of the trade. So I wonder if Boom are going to try and finagle their lanes a little bit to get a favorable matchup in the early game.
10
could
seconds
be the
remaining.
case. I wouldn't blame them for that. That seems to be the way to play this
5
out.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, and you always don't really want to have an Ursa into a Beastmaster, right? The boars are just going to harass you down. So nice to have the Nature's Prophet to be able to secure things from range too.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair enough. Well, boom, they do ban out the Storm as their last phase ban, so it would have been a free
Dire
Storm game,
team
but
pick.
not any longer. Void Spirit also being removed by RR now, and what's their final pickup? Looking for that Alacrity mid, unless he is going to run that Quap. Uh, I
Hmm.
mean, if he is running the Quap, then we're looking for a pos 4 here for Hustler. I just wonder what he wants to go for.
I think it could
10
still be a
seconds
Grim,
remaining.
Okay, yeah.
Grim 4 and
5
Snap
seconds remaining.
5.
Definitely that possibility if RR want to try and run that. Not much time left to make the decision, though. About 15 seconds reserve time now. Boom Esports will only have 4 seconds for their final pickup. Continue thinking about this.
Radiant team pick.
Okay. Alright, so it is the mid quap, and they're going to run the Tusk Pos for.
Hmm. It's all right. You can't really run away all that effectively on the Nature's Prophet, which is fine. You can dodge out a lot of this stuff like Maledict ticks and cask bounces, the supernova stun. I suppose you can save as well if you've got
10
this Ursa
seconds
against you. So yeah,
remaining.
I don't mind it. You can even push people outside of the sprout as well if you're on
5
point with your ice
seconds
shards.
remaining.
Right. That is very true. Boom.
Yeah.
Few seconds left. They do go for the Doom. Okay.
Choose your hero.
That's not one you see every day. That does pop out here and there.
So mid profit probably is what we're going to be seeing here from Mr. Makoto. Alacrity Juggernaut.
It's gonna be interesting. All right. So they're running the mid jug then, unless
Maybe it's
unless
just a comfort style sort of thing. I don't know how I feel about mid jug. Maybe they are just worried about this thing that we were talking about, right? With the Ursa lane, not wanting to risk that,
10
and
seconds
Ursa's
remaining.
not great at mid, or rather, there are heroes,
5
aka
seconds
Makoto, that you want
remaining.
to pump a bit more of that experience into.
Could be. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm not sure about this. Like, are you running the safe lane jug here for Alacrity and just run the Drew mid? I just don't see that happening.
Hmm.
Boomer, they're fairly standard. Like, you know, Makoto's going mid with that Prophet, and Dreamer Cell should be in the either the safe lane or up against the jug.
Hmm.
Perhaps you just don't want to force the jug to verse the Ursa in lane. Like you were mentioning before, they could swap the lanes around here for Boom.
I mean, maybe that is what they're trying to do, right? Because you want to have Doom running into a Beastmaster as well, right?
True.
It's like, what's
See,
that?
very
You've got a
interesting.
boar? Chomp. Not anymore.
We'll see very, very soon how this is all going to pan out. So, of course, the first game between these two and the final series of the night, Boom Esports, obviously, just on betting odds would be the favorites here, I'd say. I do like this draft for them. I think if Dreamersaw just gets the space, which he usually does find anyway, this could be a real concern for RR. And you were kind of talking about your Page being one of those players that could become up and coming in C, or basically is. And I think Dreamersaw could be another hero of Boom Esports. He's been performing really well on this POS 1.
Makoto as well. He's been impressing me a fair amount. I think he's right up there in terms of his actual ranking too. I think in the top 10.
I can't disagree with you on that. He has been very on point. I guess Makoto makes his job look so smooth that you don't really notice it sometimes when you're casting. So, see how he does this game around. They are actually running the... Drew's going to be in the off lane as the Quap. He'll be there with the Grimstroke for now, so Nuts will be there with him. They do also have Hustler there, who generally does like to try and go for the first blood attempt with the Tusk. And they're going to run the safe lane Alacrity Jug. Alright.
Last hit secured already for FBZ, devouring a something that was coming out to him, one of the Hawk, I believe.
Very nice. Good efficiency from FBZ. And it also looks like KYXY is running the mid Beastmaster. So that is happening up against the Prophet of Makoto.
In saying, like, what if it finished in it came out in 3 hours, right? So between the group stage and the playoffs, there was a new patch that everyone needed to adapt to. Maybe Neon would be annoyed with that, because it seems like they've really got things figured out unless they dive the fountain.
We'll have to wait a few weeks anyway. They gave us the time frame.
The battle begins.
What do you do?
And it's Valve time, you know.
It's almost guaranteed to be later. Still, Boom Esports in the Radiant side gonna start their laning stage off. So Makoto's guaranteed to be on the Prophet there in the mid lane. They are gonna try and force Dreamersaw up to that top lane there on the Ursa. And it seems as though they are gonna start off with an aggressive tri lane here with this Ursa. But they are gonna find Alacrity as well. So this is not really the matchup they necessarily wanted on RR, but that's what they get.
Yep. I'm liking this. You know, if Dreamercell is able to get something going here against Alacrity, that'd be pretty hype. But yeah, the real pressure is on them to get something happen in the next 15 seconds or so that you can make that rotation down to bottom, if that was the plan.
Kansuke's going to stick around on that Witch Doctor, just waiting for that right moment. They won't be aware there, but they definitely know he's missing somewhere. Left FBZ down bot alone, and the tag team's going to be activated there from Hustler, so FBZ will take a substantial amount of damage on that Doom, but you have a salve just in case. Kansuke,
Yeah, he revealed himself.
Okay. I
I'd
guess
still got off the body block, so it wasn't a complete loss out of the lane.
he's still going to wait around. In fact, he's going to go for the Paralyzing Cask now, but it's not really going to do too much. It's like Hyde's going for the pull on the side creeps, the neutral creeps. And okay, so they're sticking to this tri-lane. I thought they may TP Kezcute or Hyde back down to help out the Doom a little bit, but they are dead set on making sure that this Jug cannot farm.
Yeah, I wonder if Nuts is going to be on point with seeing he's already got the Sentry Ward and another Observer purchase. So speaking of, he might be in a bit of trouble here.
And Nuts getting dived on there. Kescute going to be around to have some follow-up damage. Nuts with the Ink Swell may survive. He does eat a Fairy Fire. Kescute will be the first one to go down. Alacrity picks it up. So that first blood attempt works against them.
It does, and that's the advantage of, I suppose, only being in a dual lane as opposed to a tri-lane. You had that level 2 picked up on the Tusk, so you had that snowball follow-up.
Great rotation in from Hustler. They are going to bring Kescute back up with the TP as well, so again, just dedicated to running that try. I mean, Hustler can stick around here up with Nuts, and now I kind of ask the question, which tri-lane is better? Because I feel like any tri-lane with a Grimstroke plus Tusk just automatically wins out against another tri-lane.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard ask for them to be able to turn it around, but even now they get a solo kill down here with Drew.
Yeah, I don't know if you can afford to leave the Doom alone like this, not until he gets a few more levels. And Drew now just tipping him. He's going to get a level advantage while this Doom isn't around, and he may just be able to keep harassing him out.
Yeah, I'm liking this. The wave's pushed up a little bit here on the top side, so able to get a stack here as Hustler, and I'm sure he'll try and look to pull the next wave, or perhaps get a little bit more active here.
Dive away from Hyde.
Yeah. And yeah, he'll be able to get this pull off as well with Hustler, so really evening out the equilibrium, and despite this vision that they've got, not able to do all too much against it on the Radiant side.
Definitely a nice way to start this off for RR. Of course, that mid lane is going decently for both heroes right now. Makoto is about 3 last hits ahead on the Prophet, which is to be expected somewhat. And KYXY keeping up on the Beastmaster. And you've got to be a little afraid of these mid Beastmasters, because they get that XP advantage by being in that mid lane, and the push potential that comes out of these guys is kind of insane. No one's usually ever ready for how fast they can push towers down on this hero.
Hyde might be in a little bit of trouble here. He has to use the dive away, so again, that just frees up this Juggernaut to have a bit of an easier time.
It does. Dreamer Cell. The run past, but he's just not feeling comfortable to really bomb appropriately up against Alacrity underneath that tier 1 tower, so he'll stick around and keep eyes out on RR. They are contesting this side pull again. Hustler not really allowing it. That little last Centaur, no, won't make it to the creep wave. So Alacrity is just going to continue with this great equilibrium in this lane, and it's going to be hard for Dreamer Soul to feel comfortable.
Yeah, I think what they're really doing here with Kescute is they want to wait for that level 3 paralyzing cask. Really necessary to be able to secure this kill, especially when it's tri-lane v tri-lane. Oh, Alacrity might be in trouble here.
Yeah, cast comes out. It does bounce the other way anyway. He does go down, and now Dreamer Cell going to try and run. Melody came out from Kescute. Hustler's going to be careful. He might die, and he does. Now Nuts, he's trying to run away. It could be a triple, but no. They'll give it to Kescute, but they clear out that top lane.
Yeah, exactly what we were thinking might happen did. You know, you just leave that Juggernaut alone with the Ursa, and you're going to start getting those Fury swipes stacked up on top of you.
It's a problematic thing for that Jug. And they had a great start, but after that, I can't say they're so much winning that top lane anymore. They're going to try and spin on to Dreamer Cell. He does just leap away, and well, now Kescute may feel confident to just turn around with the cask again. Even Makoto, he's TPing in. Melodic is there in Alacrity.
Oh,
that was an aggressive spin. Snowball may save the day, but that Melodic should tick him out. It does.
Got him.
Indeed, and I mean, I guess you force a rotation from Makoto, but I believe they're going to try for a very early tier 1 tower push.
They will, but look at KYXY. He's got the double boars, he's got the siege creep, so you do need to rotate back very shortly.
It's going to be a problem. They'll cliff it. Makoto's not going back, he's just keeping...
It's fine, Kescute can push it out.
That he can. So I don't mind this very, very early tier 1 tower timing. There's no way to stop this, and it's going to make the map slightly smaller here for that Jug. Even Nuts now getting dived on again by Dreamer Cell, just trying to survive. He gets the Inkswell off. Dream will have to try and kite it out, though no. It does connect. Tier 1 goes down. Nuts still on the run. Should die and does. Very easy kill out for the Ursa.
Yeah, and that's some solo experience going his way. Hustler as well has been caught out. He's only level 2, so doesn't have the ice shards to be able to juke out.
He snowballs, but it's not going to be enough. Dreamer Soul just on the chase. It's going to be a double kill for the Ursa. That is a concern. That is already his 4th kill of the game, and it's not exactly like he's been farming badly either. He does have 30 last hits.
The thing is as well, with this build that Drew's gone, yeah, he's doing a good job in this bot lane. He's neck and neck essentially with the cores on Boom's side. Oh, nuts, he's going to spot FPZ here. They should get this kill.
Be a nice one. He does commit the Doom straight off the bat. Makoto's going to come in and try to get a trade. FBZ does die, but you're going to find this POS 1 Quap. There was no denying out.
Yeah.
And now Nuts. Oh, it's just not a great game for Nuts thus far. He's going to get burnt out. Makoto will take the kill on the Prophet. That's going to mean a 2k net worth advantage very early on.
TP stopped by Alacrity as well. He wanted to be able to influence that. Cutie standing right next to this camp. He's like, well, I could make something happen on top of you, but I don't really need to. I'm just going to try and steal it when I can. Level 6 being picked up by Alacrity, though. You need to be careful.
Absolutely. That Omni Slash does hurt. They are trying to force in that mid wave again. It seems like KYXY going to be there up onto FBZ, but TPs are in. Now the Sprout KYXY, he's been Maledicted up. He does roar onto the Witch Doctor. Now the Sonic Wave from Drew will be nice to at least secure that Witch Doctor, but Makoto, can he finish KYXY? Well, the Maledict will, while Hyde, he will also dive in, and Hustler maybe just dies again. Sunray is out. They will just follow him down all the way, and eventually he does die to the sun.
And Hyde dives to the tower.
Why not, right? You just deny yourself off. And Drew? He has Blink. He'll be fine.
Yeah, I like the rotation that Drew made there. I think it was really necessary. Like I was just about to mention there on the bot side of the map. The downside of just sticking into this 1v1 lane is, of course, you want to level up the Shadow Strike so that you get the better trade out of it. But Doom, you're still able to get that passive gold coming through from your Devour, right? So it's not quite as big of a deal, and it means that when you do make that rotation, you've only got the 2 points in the Scream of Pain, so there's not really all that huge amount of damage that you're doing. So they should realize that this is warded behind the Tier 1 tower, because the Queen of Pain did not get hit by that Wrath of Nature, and the Tusk did. So I wonder if we'll see that come out from them shortly.
We'll find out. They go for a smoke first. Hustler gonna lead the way. He's gonna run into Makoto. Nice deep ward being placed, but
Radiant's bottom tower is
a counter smoke right underneath the ward. Oof, that's a rough one.
They've got plenty of stuns to be able to contest this, but it doesn't seem like they're quite keen just yet. You have to think maybe just getting a little bit spooked by the number of heroes that they saw there, and if it was an outnumber, it could have been a different situation.
Certainly so, but the thing is, top lane, Dreamer Soul's trying to take the other one. Snowball won't land in time. They can't stop it. Hustler tries to take it back. Nuts, can they get it? They cannot. They're about half a second off, and now Nuts, he TP'd in to try and secure that outpost, but he dies. Oh, that is not great news.
No, that ain't it.
Alacrity, Haste Rune, maybe with that Omni he could at least find a pick-off for himself, but can't do it when there's two heroes around right next to each other, so I guess just back to the team now. Set up for that T1 tower push down at the bot lane.
Witch Doctor's coming bot as well, and well, it's a bit of a difficult position that RR might find themselves in. They've got Supernova available and now the Death Ward too, so you have to make a choice if they dive too deep about which ultimate to focus.
Raw, KYXY is thinking about it. Doom never came out. Omni is there, but now the egg has been dropped. Sonic Wave, they rush towards the egg, and they will get that as well. Kezcute now going to need to make a run for it, though. No, here comes Dreamer Cell with that Death Ward as well. Kezcute does die, but they at least get the trade on Alacrity. But RR definitely going to be okay with that kind of trade. It's a 3-for-1.
Yeah, very happy with that 3-for-1. Not expecting the Doom to get popped quite so easily, so some good ultimate usage there by RR.
Look at this ball. This ball slow is just making Dreamer Soul try and go into that enrage. Nuts may go down, and he does. Just so much right-click damage from Makoto. And so it slowly just doesn't look quite as good now. It's a 2-for-3 trade. Still a 3k net worth advantage for Boom Esports, and I still just get so concerned for RR when I look at the net worth of the Ursa and the Nature's Prophet. Dreamersaur, he's getting very close to that very early Battle Fury timing, and I just kind of wonder how you deal with him after that.
Gonna need to see this Keen Optic come out for KezQ. It's probably one of the best items that you can get at this stage of the game. Not the largest cast range on all of your abilities, so if you're able to suddenly Maledict from a much safer range, especially against a Juggernaut, it's so effective. Like, if you get it off and he spins, he still takes the Maledict damage. Same with the BKB.
Definitely is effective. What's even more effective is Boom just taking the tier 1 mid tower like this. Especially if RR can't defend it. They'll try to just stroke a fate, but I believe that tier 1's gone now. They've just got to try and deny, and they can't. No, they can. Alacrity does get that, but here comes Dreamer Cell after Hustler. He snowballs, but nice with the Inkswell. He will survive for a bit longer, but ultimately, with the Sunray and the Icarus Dive, Dreamer Cell will secure the kill.
That is a deep dive, that's for sure. But throughout that, Drew is pushing the bot side, and I believe someone was farming up on top as well, so it's not the worst for him.
That it is not. So now 14-8. The net worth lead remains 3k the way of Boom, and in all honesty, I mean, they're not going to go up this early, but they could go for a quick Roshan play if they want. With the Nature's Prophet as well, just allowing those trains to tank up the Roshan hits. Boom. They're just so set up.
They are. I think they might want to take the outpost first before they make a play like that, just to prevent that easy rotation in.
That's true. See, Dreamersaur forcing in another TP and eventually got cancelled off there, but Hustler was being dived by the Ursa. The snowball wasn't enough to just get him out of that situation, though. But, well, now you've got the Mithril Hammer up on Dreamersaur, just one item away from the Battle Fury. You've got the Orchid there on Makoto. I'm afraid you're not really anywhere near that on Drew. And speaking of Drew, he does get jumped with that Orchid and is probably just going to die. Although, no, he stick charges up and he does try and run. But the Nature's Wrath will kill him off. The RR just run mid lane.
That he had, you know, that Observer Ward, he was going to get picked off no matter where he jumped unless it was in a perfect spot within the trees. Even now, TPing towards mid.
Dreamersaur goes down, or rather gets Nuts. Nuts goes down. Now Dreamersaur just rushes in with that Haste Rune. They have to roar him up to stop him from chasing, but I think he might just keep going. FBZ, he does have the Ensnare there. He doesn't even need to Doom for this. Dreamersaur's just... He's turning into a monster right now, this Ursa. You know, with the Junk Danog, you tend to need a bit more time and a few more items before you're online per se. And I'm getting worried for Alacrity. He may not have enough time.
No, absolutely not. Especially that has also finished the Battle Fury.
I believe so.
That is not good to be happening at the 15-minute mark.
It's on the courier.
Alacrity as well.
Yeah,
Silence coming through.
It is. He pops the drums. Hyde's going to cut his way off. And now Sunray with the Deathward. Alacrity has the Omni. There's the egg flying out. Just in case. And Alacrity, he understands he's just dead. In fact, I kind of wonder, was it even worth trying for the Omni Slash?
Probably not, let's be honest. I think he could have just accepted the fact that he was going to die. They popped a lot to try and take him out, so could potentially have that turnaround potential. FBZ might be in a bit of trouble here, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting dived. He does get the Doom off on the Quap, though. So that Pos 1 Drew, Queen of Pain, is going to die, and now they will keep chasing. Makoto doesn't have the Orchid for another 5 seconds. However, Dreamersaur, just by himself again, is killing off KYXY, and by the way, Danog, that's his 10th kill of the game.
You know, it just happens, even though he's got this Battle Fury build. Ursa, very balanced hero right now.
It's just, he hasn't died once. He's got 10 kills. There's an 8k net worth lead now for Boom Esports. And how do you buy space for the Jug now, is my real wonder here. Like, Alacrity's still just trying to work into the Yasha after those drums.
I guess they've been trying to do it. You know, Beastmaster, one of the big advantages of it, of course, the Boar is great for laning, and it's good to have the aura so that you can push really easily. I feel like the Hawk is underappreciated a fair amount. It's allowed KOXY to take a lot of this riskier farm on the bottom side of the map and only died, I think, 3 times, which isn't the worst for the type of farm that he's been getting. But yeah, I just don't feel like they've taken advantage of that space quite enough.
That they haven't. You're getting close to that point now as well where FBZ and the Doom, he's going to start working towards that Blink Dagger now. Just to be able to jump in and really secure either the Jug or the Quap, and well, that Roshan as well. There is a Hawk scouting this out, so there is turn potential here for RR to just try and get in there and deal with this. And it seems that Dreamer Cell maybe is somewhat aware of that. He is going to run his way out.
There's still 10 seconds until this Omni Slash is available, and, well, they back off. So, well, the fact that oftentimes not seeing someone on the map is just as important as seeing someone.
Absolutely. So, they'll just keep farming up. There's no need to rush here for Boom Esports. RR just going to stay grouped up. They do get that Orchid now on that Quap, and they'll smoke up as well.
Well, are they going to catch out Dreamer Cell here?
They scan out Kezcute, so they might ignore Dreamer Soul. I don't think they even spotted him out. And now they snowball in. Kezcute, the stun does barely connect, and with the Walrus Punch, Hustler does manage to secure the kill.
Do you think they're trying to take this in 20 seconds?
I believe so, yeah.
I think it's the right play. You got to do something really risky to come back because the laning stage hasn't gone off very well for you, and with 5 heroes nearby plus the tag team in the Inner Beastorer, it's really effective. Prophet's coming in to try and make something happen.
Yeah, he just sprouted in. He TP'd him, but the sprout... They did get him. He's silenced up. Makoto, can you get yourself out? He tries the TP, but no. They will get the kill. Now the Doom out from FBZ with the Sunray. They do get Alacrity, but now the double Roar's flying out as well. They are going to find Dreamer Cell. That's a godlike spree going away. Now Hyde also dying. Oh, Boom. What have you done?
Not just dying, but also the Supernova being used. I can understand using it on that high ground, but just waiting until your Juggernaut's dead is a little bit...
Oh no, it gets worse. FBZ dies. Now Kezcute dies. It's a full team wipe. What?
Got the Tusk though. Woo.
Got him. It's at T1 Tower. It's obviously not going to last now, as you do have them all surrounding there with the creep wave. Boom Esports, they do essentially give about 3k worth of gold away, back the way of RR. And I mean, the Roshan, I know it was important. I didn't know if it was that important.
I mean, it wasn't that it was that important, it's just that it baited that sort of engagement, right? Where they didn't really want to, because Witch Doctor was still dead for, I believe, another 10 seconds when they took the start of that fight. And, I mean, it's a couple of times where I feel like Hyde's just used Supernova without anything else, and so they're able to just turn around and kill it straight away. It just gives up not only his death, but a big teamfight cooldown as well.
They still maintain the top 2 net worth spots on the net worth board right now, Boom. So they've got that going for them even after that terrible fight. They have lost a bit of map control here though, and in fact top lane Makoto could be in trouble. He'll TP away, but Snowball will not make it. Very, very close call there for Makoto. He would have definitely been dead. Does make it out, and now Boom. Now going to bring FBZ and Hyde up to that top lane together. But they do get scouted up by a Hawk, and this could be dangerous still, because KYXY does have that roar up. They may not play around with Boom quite yet, like this freely.
I'm liking Dreamer Cell putting some pressure on this bottom side of the map. He backs off, makes him not be considered as a threat, and then takes out the tower, so creating a bit of space, but top lane's in a little bit of trouble.
That it is.
They know they're up here.
Orchid going to be down to Kezcute. Drew, Sonic Wave will be committed, but the Sunray will be there to just keep Kezcute up. Stroke of Fate does not land, but they are going to get this tier 2 tower basically for free. RR making it happen. Of course, we do see the same at the bot lane, but Dreamer Cell, he can't push on the Ursa quite as quick.
Yeah. One not quite effective as 4, unfortunately for him. very close to getting the level 12 as well on this Phoenix, so you can't just go for a smoke without him at least grabbing that, because the extra 3 hits is uber impactful.
That it is, and well, they'll get it now. So Hyde gonna go in with that level 12, level 2 egg up. His team's already kind of walked off without him in all fairness though, but
So they've spotted out this quad, but it's the one with the Aegis, so you don't really want to completely commit to it.
oh, Drew blinked in though. That was part of the problem, is he kind of just blinked in. Now they do commit the Doom off onto Alacrity. Nuts gets a nice Grimstroke ulti with the double raw out, but KYXY is still dying. In fact, make that Drew still dying by that Death Ward. He will go down. Now KYXY also going down there, and Boom are not stopping this chase. Or they'll probably have to. They're already far enough, but it's 2 great pickoffs there for the side of Boom Esports.
Yeah, nice Doom coming out as well, making sure that that Juggernaut was just a non-factor in the team fight, and able to get that double kill onto the Queen of Pain, obviously not wanting to waste the Orchid beforehand, and making sure that it's easy to pick her off afterwards. She's gone into a Lincoln's, which I suppose is nice to have against this Doom, but yeah, I think it's a necessity rather than that BKB on the Quap this time around.
Well, actually a jump in from FPZ, getting that ensnare off again, it won't be enough. It's got the ensnare plus the clumsy net. That is real value there. But couldn't quite kill off the Grimstroke. Still, they'll take over that Dire jungle once again. The net worth lead has slowly started increasing back the way of Boom Esports. Missile's getting close to that Sergeant Yasha as well now on that Ursa.
Well, that was probably the worst possible thing that could have happened for Reality Rift. So let's have a look at how they can maybe get back into this game. It's not super often that you see a position 4 Tusk going 2nd item BKB into an Aghanim Scepter. I just feel like that's way too greedy for this point of the game. I think you need to go something like a Medallion of Courage, which can potentially build into a Solar Crest, which really does enable your Juggernaut a whole lot more.
I'd have to agree with you on that. It does seem pretty greedy there from Hustler. I'm not even sure how he's going to farm that up. It's not like Tusk really has any kind of flash farming abilities. We'll see what he does, I guess. Alacrity does have the Manta up now on the Jug.
He needs his level 15 as well for that increased attack speed. And he's not close at all to picking up any new items here. Beastmaster, I can understand the BKB on. You want to be that in the middle of the team fight, even just from the right clicks and your units, but again, providing attack speed to this Juggernaut during the Omni Slash, really important.
They'll just trade those tier 2 towers, but Alacrity and the rest of the crew on RR, they are going to go into that mid lane now, trying to get more value. The same will be done here by Makoto, however. FBZ just devours the creep.
Yup.
Alacrity going back in.
Oh, he pump faked it.
Nice. Alacrity, yeah, he's just going to run off now. Oh, in fact, Paralyzing Cast was following him down. But no, it'll be right. It was just one bounce. It seems as though Boom Esports are maybe just waiting out the next Roshan attempt before they really try to commit to a big team fight again. RR, I'd argue, probably doing the same thing.
This is going to be real handy on Hyde. He's picked up a Ghost Scepter for himself, so he's going to be able to play a little bit more ballsy. Still needs to watch out for the Sonic Wave, of course, but you're able to potentially tank up, for example, the Omni Slash.
Bot lane, Alacrity and Hustler are going to stick around here. Makoto may get picked off if he keeps going forward, but no. Just sends the tree intel. Tries to scout out with those as well. Mid lane. KYXY and Nuts have to be careful. There are some heroes around there as well. FBZ, in fact, he pops the drums. He'll go for the Doom onto KYXY. Inkswell is going to be there to try and help out with the Soulbind, but he is burning out so quick to that Sunray damage. They will find both.
Couple of ultimates used, but well worth it to be able to make that kind of rotation. Makoto, of course, TPing back using a Scroll of Town Portal, push the wave out. You can always just immediately join your team after you've pushed it out.
They're going for a tier 3 tower. Dragon Scale's there on Dreamersaur, which kind of helps out a lot. Shards are there from Hustler to try and lock him in, which it has, but he can always just leap over it. However, down at the bot lane, they're trying to force them back by doing the same thing. Orchid is there on Hustler.
No.
He has Manta though. He'll purge off the silence now with the Omni Slash. It's a fair bit of damage, but it's bouncing way too much. Alacrity trying to spin TP. It's not going to be enough. Makoto, he has enough damage to kill him off. And now, are we going after Drew?
The net?
Oh, FBZ, he forgot. Mid lane, however. Hustler does die to Dreamersaur, and Drew will lose his courier at the same time. Maybe if they'd gotten that net, though, on the Queen of Pain, you never know where that could have led for Boom.
Roche respawning only in 1 minute would have allowed you to take back, well, actually, they already have control, honestly, over the dire side of the map. So I think for now, they're going to be happy farming up a few of these tier 3 neutral items. Man, this Spider Legs is handy for the Ursa. Just able to move around at any time within these team fights.
Oh, it's the dream. Look at this. Drew? He's going to be able to blink away in time. KYXY, he has the roar, but he's just not feeling confident to go in on that Ursa right now. He'll just keep controlling up this mid wave. The rest of his team is also just freely farming their own jungle. Like, they've just got control of the whole map, but now Makoto just blinks or teleports in, takes down Nuts.
Yeah, I mean, he's a right-clicking beast right now. Does he have the completed AC? Yep, there we go. So even more damage being taken right now from the side of Reality Rift. And if he goes for a similar type of Omni Slash play in the middle of 3 heroes, you're not going to take all that much damage. Plus 5 armor is pretty damn handy to have.
That it is. Back to that Roshan now. Kodo gonna be able to, well, they're gonna have so much damage anyway, they don't even need the tree, and Streamersaur's gonna get in there. And, well, Alacrity and the rest aren't gonna be ready to try and counter this Roshan play. They are making their way down, but it is gonna be way too late. Now, you definitely don't want to fight either, as Dreamersaur does have the Aegis plus a double damage, so they start rushing forward. RR just trying to avoid, but FBZ.
Oh, Grimstroke's not there, so it would be a 5v4 fight if they took it at this point. I'm liking Hustler's positioning though. He wants to break any sort of smoke initiation that they have.
Still, Dreamersaur looks to just go up to the high ground again. With that Aegis, he feels confident enough, and he is very far ahead of in terms of net worth. However, from the backside, Alacrity does come in, but does get doomed through the spin, and they're going to rush for him. Dreamersaur does kill off Nuts on the Grimstroke, and now Makoto. They'll buy back. Roar is there. It may not help, but now the Snowball will.
Nice turnaround.
With the Sonic Wave, it's not going to be enough, though. They still lose that Jug. They'll also lose the Queen of Pain. FBZ's trying to chase up Hustler, who doesn't have the Snowball to save. Maybe he gets a Shards block. Maybe he just runs away. Looks like it will be the latter. He will run. But I can't really say the same for the base. The base can't run away. And, well, Boom Esports may just go back into that mid-wave again.
Oh, I don't know if you can make this sort of play Nuts. It's really keen. You're just going to get
back?
like 3-shot, basically. You should just live, but...
No, he won't. That's a dieback. Onto Nuts, and now the ensnare is out with the clumsy net onto KYXY. There'll be no follow-up. KYXY, he's just going to put the repair kits down, but how do you save this mid-racks? More repair kits.
Another charge of it.
That's 2 gone. He only has 1 left. And it really just didn't matter for the mid-racks. In fact, Dreamersaur thinks it doesn't matter for the top tier 3 either. Goes back to the Necromonicon units, and... do they keep going? The answer is yes. They know they have the dieback on Nuts.
Cascute doesn't even care. He's just walking around grabbing some bounties on the top side of the map.
They'll shard Dreamersaur away, but Drew got to be careful not to get bashed there by the Ursa. Now, KYXY, silence is out onto that Doom. They do get the roar off with the Walrus Punch, but now the egg in the back lines. They are melting so darn quick to Makoto. He got a Deso up, so Hustler's going to die along with the Beastmaster, but they did buy back Alacrity?
What?
That wasn't it. And he's going to die as well. No buyback on the Jug. What? Did he?
I'd say that's call it level. I would say.
Right. Orchid out on Drew. He will survive through it. But that top Rax is gone, and on the brighter side, you still have a bottom tier 2 tower, unless Boom want to go for tier 4s.
You can tell that they're wanting to be really aggressive. Kescute was holding on to a tome for a long time, most likely to give it to the Phoenix, but didn't even need it in that team fight. Or sorry, did probably. It would have made him survive against the Juggernaut before it dropped, but was wanting to give it to the Ursa as well, get him up to his level 25, just opting to pop it for himself though, and I can completely understand why that extra, you would assume Maledict AoE is going to be really effective. Yeah, there we go.
It will be. Not that he really needs it at this point though. Like the 23k ahead, it's just the added bonus. Being able to put that on more heroes on the side of RR. And this
It's
draft,
really underrated against this Juggernaut though. Like, the fact that it still does damage if you get the initial cast off before the spin, it's game breaking.
that really is. Like, it's kind of a broken mechanic in the game. Poor Jug just gets nothing, it seems these days. Just constant nerfs is all he gets.
Dreamer Still's leading the way, he's already level 25.
Spider legs to run up, he's going to run straight
so
into
much.
nuts. Yeah, no ink swell necessary there. They're going to kill off Alacrity as well with the Abyssal Blade, and now they're going to clear out Drew. KYXY is also gone. He BK beat up, but it meant nothing. And they'll just call it. They've had enough.
Yeah. Once that happens, you know, your Juggernaut just looks like paper. It's never a good sign, and with that, Boom have won the one game that they needed, so upper bracket secured. They've still got a second game to play, of course, but they can relax a little bit. You know, they know that what they've been fighting so hard for during this group stage is not at risk anymore.
That is exactly true. Boom Esports going to be able to maybe, meme around a little bit if they feel like it. If they feel like having fun. We'll find out. Maybe they want an early night as well. We'll see very, very soon. Of course, by the way, shout out to our mod, Corrupt Dropbed, Danog. He's actually made a highlight reel of the previous game between Fnatic and, of course, the side of Neon Esports. So that Game 2 highlights are up on the BTS Twitter right now. If you did want to go check it out and just get a recap of what happened, otherwise it is MLP Danog and Danog. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for the second game of this best of 2.